Hi, I'm Serena. I'm a girl boss coach. I help you align inside out and outside in to live guilt free. I am a personal stylist for women and I also help women dealing with guilt and shame. My mission is to help 100,000 women to align to the values in terms of their physical, their emotional, and their spiritual beings so that they can live guilt free in this world which only talks about shaming each other. I have been there. I'll tell you my story. I was a born leader. I grew up with brothers. I wanted to be like them. I started emulating my personality, my dressing according to them because I started noticing a very stark difference about how society was treating men and women. I started noticing from a very early age how my grandparents would react with my brother versus myself. As I grew up and I got married, I realized that my emotional understanding, my emotional quotient of my yin characteristics, my feminine characteristics was completely weak and completely missing. Why? Because I grew up with women around me. They always sacrificed themselves. They always wanted to be the good girl. I copied everyone. That's all I knew. My entire reality was based out of women I was exposed to. And the women around me were all about the man, the ego, the perception, the concept of the man having better, the man having more. It was always about the man being right. At the end of the day, the woman was always going to be the dependent one. I grew up with the same factor, and guess what I did? I did exactly that. I gave all the independence away. I made sure that I was relying on my partner. I became the perfect wife that he wanted. I became the perfect daughter-in-law that they wanted. And still, I could not make my marriage work. There was something still missing. I was never good enough. When I wanted to talk about the feelings that I had, where I never felt valued, where I never felt respected, where I never felt that it was worth it, where I never felt that they were taking care of me, at the end of the day, I got guilted, and soon enough, I got shamed, and my parents had to hear about it. I did nothing wrong. Their concept and their values of what they want from a daughter-in-law was extremely skewed and something that they themselves were not clear about. I knew what I wanted. I was willing to do anything to make this marriage work. But alas, I realized that if I have a weak yin, I have a weak feminine side, I have a weak emotional quotient, I have a weak understanding of how to say no, I have a weak understanding of always being a people pleaser, I have a weak understanding of always saying yes, I have a weak understanding of not creating boundaries. I realize that my yang, my born leader, the fact that I was very masculine on the inside made no difference because I came crumbling down. I had tons of anxiety, lots of panic attacks, and there was a moment where I did not even recognize myself in the mirror. I didn't know what was wrong. I had no idea what I was doing and where I was going. I couldn't associate myself to the person that I had become only to make them happy. Sooner than later, I realized I had to get in touch with my yang, but I also had to match my yin. It's only when I match and balance my yin and the yang is when I'm going to be successful. There were a couple of things I had to work on. One was my appearance. I had to start looking as how I was seeing myself. That was a game changer, an eye opener. I had no idea I had such low self-esteem. When I was doing my image management course, that's when I realized I had absolutely no idea who I was and who I was supposed to love. Second, I had to build my mental armor. What is mental armor? I had to start recognizing that it was not my job to fix everything, it was not my job to do everything, and it was definitely not my job to go out of my way to make sure they were happy only to avoid a conflict. Let it happen. It was never my job. If it happens, it's something that might go in your favor if you're putting out a boundary. Think about it. Third, I had to get back to my spiritual practice. Over the years, over the time where I stopped connecting to myself, I lost touch with my spiritual self. I lost touch with my higher self. I was so in tune with the universe. I had completely lost that identity within myself. And it was these three major factors that were all happening on the inside of my mind that needed a loud bang, a brilliant cheer, an amazing shift in my energy. And I had to start with choosing myself. So let me tell you, ladies out there, I have been where you are. I might have a very different story, but can I tell you, at the core of it, you and I are the same. We have all been shamed. We have all been guilt-tripped. We have all been emotionally abused, and we have all been taken advantage of, all because that we have a sensitive, naive, and a very clear golden heart, which means no harm to someone else. I hate the fact that women like us who have so much to give also started contemplating suicide. I've been where you are, darling. I know what it is. I can tell you more about my journey, but I would like to tell you something else. I am coming up with a series of nurturing content. I'm coming up with videos, talks, interviews where I want to talk about things which are so vulnerable. And I think women are very good at being vulnerable, but they require a safe space. I'm willing to give that space to you. So if you like any of the things that I talk about, and I talk about everything which is from the image management all the way up to guilt and shame, anything and everything that has to do with style, makeup, your grooming, and of course your internal being, your spiritual being, make sure you like, subscribe to my channel, because I have been coming up with amazing content only for my girl bosses, or the fact that you were a born leader but lost your way. But I am here to guide you back to your powerful, fierce, amazing, brilliant self. You are worth every second on this planet, my dear girl. I want you to just have an amazing day. Love yourself, have fun while doing it, and of course, if you are single, make sure you have an amazing Valentine's Day with yourself. If you're not, have an amazing time with your boo, and make sure that you are taking care of yourself first. I will see you in the next couple of videos. Thank you so much if you've hit the subscribe button already, because I can't wait to nurture you. And you know what? Let me have a conversation with you, because if you don't give me feedback, I wouldn't know. So I want you to tell me in the comments that if you like this, if this resonated, just send me a heart. I'd really like that. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.